Importance of internal assessment. Conducting an internal evaluation helps a firm understand its current position within the market. It complements external analysis and aids in crafting strategies aligned with organizational goals and visions. Organizational performance evaluation. This involves analyzing financial and quantitative data to determine the firm's standing in comparison to competitors. Resource-based view or RBV. The RBV examines a firm's unique resources and capabilities to identify areas where it can gain a competitive edge. Using the VRIO framework, resources are evaluated to determine whether they are valuable, rare, difficult to imitate, and effectively organized to sustain advantage. Value chain analysis. This approach evaluates each component of the firm's activities, both primary and supportive. It identifies areas of strength that can be leveraged for advantage and weaknesses that need improvement. SWOT analysis. After completing external and internal evaluations, the findings are integrated into a SWOT analysis. This helps in identifying the most critical strategic issues that require attention. Southwest Airlines was founded in 1971 with a fleet of just 3 planes en routes connecting Houston, San Antonio, and Dallas. What set Southwest apart from other airlines was its direct route model, avoiding the hub and spoke system that most airlines use. This allowed them to offer more efficient and faster travel options for customers. By 2019, they celebrated their 47th consecutive profitable year, proving that their unique approach was not only different but also incredibly successful. What really sets Southwest apart is its organizational culture. While many airlines struggle with poor service, Southwest is known for its loyal and motivated employees who are passionate about providing excellent customer service. This strong company culture is symbolized by its ticker symbol or LUV, which not only reflects their humble beginnings at Love Field, but also embodies the love and respect between employees, customers, and the company. One of the main reasons Southwest has thrived is its professional or operational efficiency. They use a single aircraft model, the Boeing 737, which reduces maintenance costs and simplifies training. Unlike most airlines, Southwest doesn't assign seats in advance, speeding up the boarding process. This means their planes spend more time in the air carrying passengers and making money compared to competitors whose plane spends more time at the gate. However, like every other airline, Southwest was hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic. Travel dropped by over 90% at the peak, and Southwest reported a $94 million loss in the first quarter of 2020. The pandemic has caused a long-term shift in air travel, and Southwest needs to adapt to a new reality where travel volumes remain lower for years to come. To adjust to this new reality, Southwest can further optimize its operation. By fine-tuning its route network and focusing on high-demand flights, they can reduce unnecessary costs. Additionally, by continuing to leverage its single aircraft model, Southwest can further streamline maintenance and operations. Incorporating technology like AI for route optimization can help make operations even more efficient and cost effective.
Some say that business is war. And according to Sun Tzu, a Chinese military strategist who is said to have won nearly all his battles and authored the famous book, The Art of War, a title I'm sure many of you are familiar with. To win all battles, you must first know yourself. The idea that business is war is certainly debatable, but whether you agree or not, one cannot deny that the principles outlined in this ancient text originally intended for warfare, can be applied effectively to many aspects of business strategy. Knowing yourself, as Sun Tzu suggested, is fundamental, not just in warfare but also in business. If you ever plan to build your own business, you must first understand your organization deeply. One of the best ways to achieve this is by conducting an internal assessment. To conduct this kind of assessment effectively, businesses often rely on the resource-based view, or RBV. So, what is the resource-based view? The resource-based view, or RBV, focuses on the internal strengths of the business. It asks, what do we have that others can't easily replicate? By identifying unique resources and capabilities, firms can create a sustainable competitive advantage over time. The VRIO framework is a key part of RBV. It evaluates whether a resource is valuable, rare, inimitable, and organized. Only resources meeting all four criteria can provide a lasting competitive edge. The VRIO framework, VRIO criteria, evaluates resources based on valuable, or it improves efficiency or effectiveness. Rare, few competitors have it. Inimitable, difficult to copy. Organized, the firm uses it effectively. And goal, identify strategic resources for sustained success. One of the examples is Southwest Airlines and Lone Star One. Southwest Airlines Lone Star One airplane is more than just a design. It reflects their unique culture and pride in their Texas roots. Through the VRIO lens, it's valuable for branding, rare in its custom design, difficult to imitate because of the cultural significance, and organized to foster loyalty among customers and employees. So the Lone Star One aircraft represents Texas pride and strong branding. Its VRIO application, so valuable builds brand loyalty. Rare, custom plane designs are uncommon. Inimitable, culture tied to history and values. And organized, used to strengthen customer connections. Resources and capabilities are the basic building blocks that organizations use to create strategies. These two building blocks are tightly linked. Capabilities from using resources over time. Resources can be divided into two main types, tangible and intangible. Tangible resources are resources that can be readily seen, touched, and quantified. Physical assets such as firm's property, plant, and equipment are considered to be tangible resources, as is cash. Intangible resources are quite difficult to see, touch, or quantify. Intangible resources include, for example, the knowledge and skills of employees, a firm's reputation, and a firm's culture. Capabilities. A dynamic capability exists when a firm is skilled at continually updating its array of capabilities to keep pace with changes in its environment. VRIO, 4 characteristics of strategic resources. The first is valuable. Resources are valuable if they help improve the company's effectiveness and efficiency. The second is rare. These resources are scarce and not commonly found among competitors. The third is costly to imitate. Resources are difficult to imitate if competitors cannot easily copy them. And the last is organized to capture value. The company must have the right structures, systems, and processes to fully utilize these resources. Tangible resources are resources that can be readily seen, touched, and quantified. Physical assets such as firm's property, plant, and equipment are considered to be tangible resources, as is cash. Intangible resources are quite difficult to see, touch, or quantify. Intangible resources include, for example, the knowledge and skills of employees, a firm's reputation, and a firm's culture. Capabilities. A dynamic capability exists when a firm is skilled at continually updating its array of capabilities to keep pace with changes in its environment. Intellectual property. Intellectual property refers to creations of the mind, such as inventions, artistic products, and symbols. The four main types of intellectual property are patents, trademarks, copyright, and trade secrets. Intellectual property secures a company's innovation, making it harder for competitors to copy them. So, patents. Patents are legal decrees that protect inventions from direct imitation for a limited period of time. Obtaining a patent involves navigating a challenging process. For example, Alexander Graham Bell was awarded a patent for the telephone in 1876. Now, trademarks. Trademarks are phrases, pictures, names, or symbols used to identify a particular organization. Trademarks are important because they help an organization stand out and build an identity in the marketplace. For example, McDonald's Golden Arches or the Nike Swoosh. I'm sure you're familiar with them. Now, copyrights. Copyrights provide exclusive rights to the creators of original artistic works, such as books, movies, songs, and screenplays for an author's lifetime plus 70 years. Sometimes, copyrights are sold and licensed. Now, trade secrets. Trade secrets refer to formulas, practices, and designs that are central to a firm's business and that remain unknown to competitors. Trade secrets are protected by laws on theft, but once a secret is revealed, it cannot be a secret any longer. I'm sure you're familiar with Coca-Cola's secret ingredients. Isolating mechanisms. These are the barriers that protect strategic resources from competitors. If a firm can prevent a competitor from imitating the resource or capability that gives it a competitive advantage, it is able to sustain that advantage longer. This strategy is called isolating mechanisms. A patent, or a patent, for example, is a legal way to prevent imitation. Social complexity. Social complexity refers to the intricate and interdependent social relationships and behaviors within an organization or society. It involves the numerous interactions and connections between individuals, groups, and various stakeholders, making the system complex and sometimes unpredictable. Now, what about path dependence? Path dependence refers to the idea that historical events or decisions heavily influence the current state and future direction of a system or organization. In other words, past choices and trajectories shape present and future outcomes in a way that can limit flexibility and create a specific fact. Now, causal ambiguity. Causal ambiguity refers to the difficulty in pinpointing the exact reasons or causes behind a company's success or failure. When a company's competitive advantage or performance outcomes are difficult to understand or replicate, it creates causal ambiguity.
Good day, everyone. I am Angelica Imvahe, and I am going to discuss the value chain. A value chain is a series of steps that a company takes to create value for its customers. It encompasses all the activities involved in producing a good or service. from the initial sourcing of raw materials to the final delivery to the customers. Increase profitability while leveraging resources and capabilities effectively. A value chain provides a structured framework for understanding how business create a value for their customers by analyzing the interconnected activities involved in producing and delivering goods or services. Companies can identify areas for improvement, enhance efficiency, and gain competitive advantage. Value chain is used as an internal assessment tool to help a firm determine where it might be able to achieve a competitive advantage. Resources and or capabilities within that activity can be evaluated using the VRIO framework to determine what type of competitive advantage they provide. Elements of value chain. When executives choose strategies, an organization resources and capabilities should be examined alongside consideration of its value chain. A value chain charts the path by which products and services are created and eventually sold to customers. Porter, 1985. The term value chain reflects the fact that as each step of this path is completed, the product becomes more valuable than it was at the previous step. By table 4.10. Within the lumber business, for example, value is added when a tree is transformed into usable wooden boards. The boards created from a tree can be sold for more money than the price of the tree. A framework by Michael Porter, 1985, helped to understand how value is added to each step of production and distribution, identify strengths and weaknesses, achieve and sustain competitive advantage. Inbound logistics refers to the arrival of raw materials. Although donuts are seen by most consumers are notoriously unhealthy, the donut plant in New York City has carved out a unique niche for itself by obtaining organic ingredients from a local farmer market. Operations refers to the actual production process. This advantage in operation is based in part of Southwest reliance on one type of airplane and its avoidance the advanced seats assignments. Outbound logistic tracks the most movement of finished products to customers. Referring back to Southwest Airlines, one of the Southwest Airline unique capabilities is moving passengers more quickly than its rival. This attracting potential customers and convincing them to make purchases is the domain of marketing and sales. For example, people cannot help but notice Randy's Donuts in Inglewood, California, because the building has a giant donut on top of it. Finally, service refers to the extent to which a firm provides assistance to their customers. Voodoo Donuts in Portland, Oregon has developed a clever website that helps customers understand their uniquely named products such as Voodoo Doll and the Texas Challenge and the Memphis Mafia and the Dirty Snowball. Finally, service refers to the extent to which a firm provides assistance to their customers. Voodoo Donuts in Portland, Oregon has developed a clever website that helps customers understand their uniquely named products such as Voodoo Doll and the Texas Challenge and the Memphis Mafia and the Dirty Snowball. Secondary activities are not directly involved in the evolution of product, but instead provide important underlying support for primary activities. Firm infrastructure refers to how the firm is organized and led by executives. The effects of this organizing leadership can be profound. Human resources management is also important. Resource management involved in the recruitment, training, and compensation employees. Certainly, the level of dedication demonstrated by employees at Southwest Airlines has contributed into the firm's excellent performance of over several decades. Technology refers to the use of computerization and telecommunication to support primary activities. Although donut making is not a high-tech business, technology plays a variety of roles for donut shop, such as allowing customers to pay using credit card, Procurement is the process of negotiating for purchasing raw materials. Large donut chains such as Dunkin' and Krispy Kreme can gain cost advantage over their smaller rival by purchasing flour, sugar, and other ingredients in bulk. Meanwhile, Southwest Airlines has a gain advantage over its rival by using future contracts within its procurement process to minimize the effect of rising fuel prices. Overall, combining strength in both primary and secondary activities leads to sustainable competitive advantage and long-term profitability. Value chain analysis helps business understand their internal operation and identify areas for cost reduction and productivity improvement. Optimizing value chain activities allows companies to differentiate themselves from competitors and offer superior value to customers. A well-defined value chain is crucial for achieving long-term success and sustainability in today's competitive business environment. By effectively managing their value chain, companies can maximize their profitability and create lasting value for all stakeholders.